Hello and welcome once again to Something Something Chat Show with your host Tom Jr. Jackson. I am, as always, Tom Jr. Jackson, and this is after the movie review, episode 39. And as always, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share the stream if you'd like. Um, Thank you. I was trying StreamYards and seeing how that would work, and apparently not that good. But I will figure something out. Uh, just want to give a quick shout out, a little bit of house cleaning, as the kids say these days. Please don't forget to check out the Burnett Work and Positive Fandom. Subscribe to both their channels, and as always, folks, it is Friday, May 5th, Revenge of the 5th. And tonight at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific on the Burnett Network, please check out Midnight Musings. Just going to let you know that. It's going to be a really good show tonight for them. Anyways, let's get into our review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Yeah, 3. So, over the last 11 years, James Gunn has cultivated a movie trilogy here that is something that's very special, from a comic book that really no one knew that much about to this, what we have now. And that is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And this is a non-spoiler review. So I'm going to try not to give too much away. Yes, it does leave you hooked on a feeling. It leaves you hooked on many, many feelings. What I say is, it is heartbreaking, but when you see why, it tears you apart. But it was done in such a tasteful way. And I would say, really, the heart of this film was Rocket, really. Rocket was the heart of the movie itself. And James Gunn has made a film that, yeah, Rocket was the star of the show. James Gunn has left a mark on Disney and Marvel, and he's given it his all. He put his blood, his sweat, and his tears into this movie, and I really wanted to. I really felt like yelling at the projectionist, "Roll it again!" I would have watched it again. It was that good. The music is great and it fits in so well. Each Guardian has their own plot or plot point that they're fit in with, that gives them enough time on the screen. The bad guy is the High Evolutionary, who is a nutball, I would say. He is, how can I put this? He's a little bit like Thanos, but way worse in a way, and that's all I can say about him. Um, the villain is called the High Evolutionary. Uh, he believes that he can everything, even though everything is perfect, he can make it that much better and elevate it better. Yeah, way worse. Which I'll tell you is that a lot of plot points through the first two Guardians movies are addressed in this film and done in such a way that they're tied up neatly. Um, yeah, it's like that. I knew that this was going to be an emotional movie. I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting what became of those of what was going to happen in this film. I wasn't prepared for what this character, the High Evolutionary, was going to do, and it's freaky. It's more than freaky. It's terrible, really. But this movie really it's 2 hours and 30 minutes long, and it doesn't feel that way. And I could have gone another hour with this film, but I think James Gunn has it tightened to a point where he's got it just right. You have Cosmo, the space dog, in the film, and Cosmo is awesome. Um, Nowhere, the place that they go to in the first film, that giant head is brought back from the Christmas special. As a matter of fact, I would say that Christmas special does tie into this film. So you do know that um, Peter Quill, and who is Star Lord, and Mantis are brother and sister, and that plays pretty good. And there are times in this movie where you're wondering, is someone going to uh, bite the dust? Who is it? Is it going to happen now? Is it going to happen now? It's one of those movies, but the action is, dare I say, balls to the wall. The emotion is perfect. Um, but I think that I I don't quite know how I feel. I mean, I love this movie. Don't get me wrong. There was nothing wrong with it. I was kind of sad to see that this is the last of the James Gunn films to come, but I'm excited to see what he does with DC. And I really, yeah, I would call it balls to the walls, to the ceiling, with the tension, the excitement. Um, I would say that this was a nice coda to the first two films, and from what I know, um, Dave Batista and Zoe Saldana are both done with Marvel, from what I'm hearing. And Stallone is in this movie, so he was brought back. A lot of the characters that you saw at the end of uh, Guardians 2 are really in this. The Ravagers come back. It's a really well-rounded film, and it's done, and it's very sweetly done, and it's done with a lot of love. I don't know how to review this without giving so much away, and I don't, because everybody wants to do that. Oh, tell me this, tell me no. This is one of those movies you have to go and watch for yourself, and just be taken with the surprise, be taken with what is shown to you. Um, I'm excited because you do see the next generation of Guardians in this film. I can tell you that. And I I really enjoyed it. That's basically it. Well, I mean, there's a huge chunk of this movie that is going to make you cry. It will physically make you cry. I was sitting there, I had my mask on, I had tears rolling down my cheeks because it was just, all I can say is that you are not prepared for Rocket's backstory. And when you get that full story and you see it, you're like, wow. They could have just done a whole Rocket movie. But I like how this movie goes between what you're seeing now and then Rocket's past. And the way they do it is so clever. And the sets are magnified, they're huge, it's a well-made film, really. And watching the film, it made me remember how much I loved the first film, not knowing anything about these characters, nothing at all. I didn't know who the Guardians were. I never heard of them. And then you see them, and you're like, "Hey, I like this. I like where this is going. I like how the fun, fast pace of it is, and the humor and the emotion." Like that first movie, you weren't expecting within the first 5 minutes that James Gunn was going to make you cry with Peter Quill's mother passing away. Sorry, spoiler alert with that. But also, you weren't expecting a situation in Guardians 2, where Volume 1 is about Peter's mother and Peter dealing with that. Volume 2 is him dealing with the loss of his father. And then you have him dealing with Gamora being gone. And everybody's dealing with a certain thing in their life in this film, like anybody is. And it's about change. It's about yes. And you will definitely, that does come into play in this film. So like I said, a lot of things in the other films get explained in this film and whatnot, and it's an interesting film. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I would say the music is banging, it slaps, as they say. And yeah, I want this to go with my collection. I need to get volume 2, but I would have liked to have seen this in 3D. Excuse me. I would have loved to have seen this in 3D. But from what I've read, there are like 600 different versions of this movie. And by different versions, not different plot points, different ways the aspect ratio of this film is done. So everybody gets a unique experience when watching this movie, whether it be in IMAX, whether it be in 3D, whether it be in Atmos, whatever. And the theater I went to is a very small little local movie theater that's downtown. It was closed for like almost 30, 40 years. They reopened it a few years ago. They rebuilt it. It's beautifully done. The sound is amazing in there. We have three cinemas in there. So one theater is called the Balcony Cinema, and you get up there and it's like a big balcony. But when they're not showing movies, they can take down the screen and take down the side of the walls, and that can open up into an actual theater where they do recitals, and they'll have choirs and stuff come in like that, bands. It's really nice. And then there's the Micro Cinema, which is down the hall, and that only fits about 15 people. Hey, King Tannic, good to see you, my friend. And then there's the main cinema, which holds 30 people, 25, 30 people. The Balcony Cinema holds almost 50, something like that. I could have that wrong with the balcony and the main, but it's a beautiful little cinema. And then there's like a bar. You can get wine while watching the movies there. So it's a very nice theater. But I try to go the day a movie opens. Yeah, look what the cat drug in. Exactly. Um. So yeah. Well, thank you very much, King Tannic. By the way, folks, check out the King Tannic YouTube channel, youtube.com/King Tannic. Check out his channel and his amazing documentary, Voices of Central. And also check out his show, The Otaku Experience, on the Burnett Network every Thursday. And I want to thank King Tannic for showing up in the chat today. That's awesome of him to stop by. And you have a good rest of the day at work, sir. Taylor would have been here, but Taylor's doing his weenie thing with Amy. Hold on, I should explain that. Taylor Gonzalez has two channels. One is 50 Shades of Tay. That's 50 Shades of Tay. That's 3 Ys, no dads, as he puts it. And then there's the Weenie's Guide to Horror, which he's working on a video today with his co-host on that channel, Amy. Yeah. Oh, it's the thought that counts, my friend. The thought that counts. He does. He has a show called The Weenie's Guide to Horror. And the movie they are reviewing, they're gonna be doing for their next video, their first video, official review, is Smile. He's making Amy, who does not like horror movies, watch Smile. So watch out for that video as well and look that up. And I think there may be a link on his channel to that channel as well. But yeah, definitely check out King Tannic. Check out Irene on OnlyFans. Irene Jobson's Cat Butts on Parade. Non-stop cat anus. Non-stop. Chocolate cat starfish. No, not really. Not really. But still hilarious in itself. I think that's about it for my review. And I probably should do another live stream. So maybe what I'll do is this. This is going to be the review. I'm going to end the stream. And then I'm going to start a new one. I'm going to start a new one. And then people can ask me questions and stuff. But as far as Guardians, anything you want to know about Guardians, give me a few days until people have seen it. And then I'll do I'll talk about it, spoiler nonstop with you if you want. But in the meantime, I want to thank you all for joining. Please check out King Tanic's channel, youtube.com/King Tanic. And also Taylor Gonzalez, 50 Shades of Tay. That's 50 Shades of Tay with 3 Y's, no dads. And the Burnett Work, check out youtube.com/the Burnett Work. And as always, youtube.com/positive fandom, because RM, who's a friend of the channel, she's also, and she doesn't know this yet, a moderator for this channel. Just like I'm a moderator for her channel, she's a moderator for my channel. So she'll be excited to hear that when she sees this video. But other than that, thank you for watching. And until next time, folks, please remember, every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. But all you have to do is watch out for chocolate starfish. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. So take care. Bye-bye for now.